Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So we're going to be talking about how you can move, jump, and everything very simple like that, along with the best settings and way to set up your game. So, simple move, jump, walk, and all that is WASD. W is forward, as you can see. I'm going forwards. Left is A, right is D, versus right is D, yeah, and back is S. So that's very simplistic, it's the movement, and it's something you're going to need a lot. Space is to jump, jump with space, and so on. So that's relatively simple. Now on top of that, you're going to want to press escape, hit options, go into video settings, and make your max frame rate to unlimited unless you're using like an insanely good computer and make it 250. But if you're not using just an absurdly good computer, make it unlimited. So that way you can run really high frame rates. Make your render distance down to around 8. I don't know what it starts at. Probably starts like 16 or something. Set it to 8 for higher FPS. Now on top of that, you're going to want to make sure that you have your full screen on if you want it on, off if you want it off. That's the easy way to set that up. That way it'll always open like that. If you want to have your game harder, you can always set your difficulty to hard mode. If you're really, really bad at the game and you don't want to fight things, you can set to peaceful mode. And if you're if you're kind of a beginner, I would set it to easy. Now, on video settings, there's nothing else here. Music and sounds, I would change on what you want on. Usually I keep hostile creatures at like 50 or something unless I'm recording, along with friendly creatures around the same. Jukebox / note block shouldn't be an issue. Music I always keep off. And that's basically how I would do your music and sounds, but it's all up to preference. Now, under controls, what you're going to want to do is if you have hotkeys on your mouse, like I do, I like to set up my hotbar slot 1 and 9 to them. So usually I'll put like a sword in my first slot. So that way I can do this real quick, and you can see this is your hotbar, so this is where your items will be stored. So you can see if I have a full hotbar, then I can scroll through the different items and kind of use them as so. Now, this is called the creative inventory. I'm in the creative mode that I showed you in the last video. If you want to remove stuff, you can just press destroy item on shift click, and that'll remove everything from your inventory. So along with that, you have, so if you were underwater and you want to go faster, you can quickly tap W twice, and that will put you into this positioning where you're swimming. Now, if you're underwater and you want to just not do that, you just press W once and you go like this, and you'll just walk kind of like normally, but in water. But if you double tap it, you'll go and it's swimming like this. So usually in the beginning of the game, you'll want to stay relatively far from water, and unless you spawn on an island like I did, in which you're going to want to make sure to get to a tree as soon as possible, which will require a lot of swimming usually, unless you get lucky and there's an island like this nearby. So, and after we've covered those settings, E is to open this interface, by the way, which is where you can equip your armor or shield and the rest of everything else you'll need in the game. Along with it, in late game, you can grab a Totem of Undying, which will basically, if you're about to die, you won't. But yeah, you can grab a shield and everything you'll need towards that. So that's basically how you're going to use most of your controls. You'll have better FPS and most of that. In the next video, we'll start doing the survival world and start helping you guys out doing your own stuff in survival. We'll probably build a base and get stuff like that done. And if we don't build a base, we'll probably try and do something to get a base. And if we can't get a bed, we won't get a bed. But just nice and simple start in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and have a great